In a small village, nestled at the base of the towering Mount Jara, lived a young boy named Tunde. Tunde was known throughout the village for his boundless curiosity and unyielding determination. He was always eager to explore the world around him and learn new things. His parents, who were both farmers, often marveled at his insatiable thirst for knowledge and adventure. One day, as Tunde was tending to the village goats, he overheard the elders discussing the legend of Mount Jara. According to the legend, at the peak of the mountain lay a hidden treasure guarded by ancient spirits. The treasure was said to possess the power to bring prosperity and happiness to the one who found it. The elders spoke in hushed tones, their voices filled with reverence and awe. Intrigued by the legend, Tunde decided that he would be the one to find the treasure and bring it back to the village. Despite the warnings from the elders about the dangers of the mountain, Tunde's determination only grew stronger. He knew that the journey would be challenging, but he was willing to persevere. The next morning, Tunde set out on his journey with a small bag of provisions and his trusty walking stick. His mother hugged him tightly, tears in her eyes, while his father placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "Be careful, my son," his father said. "May the spirits guide you and keep you safe." As Tunde began his ascent, he encountered steep cliffs, treacherous paths, and harsh weather. Each step was a test of his endurance and resolve. The first few days were relatively manageable, but as he climbed higher, the air grew thinner and the temperature dropped. Tunde wrapped his shawl tighter around himself, his breath visible in the cold mountain air. On the third day of his journey, Tunde reached a dense forest that covered the lower slopes of the mountain. The forest was dark and foreboding, and the air was thick with the sounds of unseen creatures. Towering trees seemed to close in around him, their branches forming a canopy that blocked out the sunlight. Undeterred, Tunde pressed on, navigating through the tangled undergrowth and keeping a watchful eye for any signs of danger. As he ventured deeper into the forest, Tunde came across a small, sparkling stream. Thirsty and tired, he knelt down to drink from the cool, refreshing water. It was then that he noticed a tiny, injured bird lying nearby. Its wing was broken, and it looked up at Tunde with pleading eyes. Without hesitation, Tunde gently picked up the bird and used some leaves and twine to fashion a makeshift splint. He knew that he couldn't leave the bird behind, so he carefully placed it in his bag and continued on his way, promising to care for it until it was healed. Days turned into weeks, and Tunde's journey grew more arduous. He encountered fierce storms, rocky terrain, and steep inclines that tested his physical and mental strength. But no matter how difficult the path became, Tunde refused to give up. He remembered the injured bird in his bag and the hope of finding the treasure for his village, and these thoughts kept him going. One day, as Tunde reached a particularly steep and rocky incline, he slipped and fell, injuring his leg. Pain was intense, and for a moment, he considered turning back. But then he looked at the bird, now healed and ready to fly, and felt a renewed sense of determination. With great effort, Tunde pushed through the pain and continued his ascent. He used his walking stick for support and took each step with careful precision. The journey was slow and painful, but Tunde's perseverance never wavered. Finally, after weeks of relentless effort, Tunde reached the summit of Mount Jara. The view from the top was breathtaking, and the sky was painted with the vibrant colors of the setting sun. As Tunde looked around, he spotted a small, ancient stone chest partially hidden under a rock. With trembling hands, Tunde opened the chest and found the legendary treasure. Inside were shimmering jewels, gold coins, and a scroll with an inscription that read, "To the one who has persevered, you have proven your strength and courage. This treasure is a symbol of your unwavering determination and will bring prosperity to your village." Tunde's heart swelled with pride and joy as he carefully packed the treasure and began his descent down the mountain. As he made his way back to the village, he couldn't help but reflect on the journey and the challenges he had overcome. He had faced steep cliffs, fierce storms, and treacherous paths, but his determination had seen him through. When Tunda finally returned to the villagers erupted in celebration, hailing him as a hero. His parents rushed to embrace him, tears of joy streaming down their faces. The treasure brought prosperity and happiness to the village, just as the legend had foretold. The villagers used the gold coins to build new homes, improve their farms, and provide for the less fortunate among them. From that day forward, Tun's journey became a story of inspiration and perseverance for generations to come. The villagers learned that no matter how daunting the challenge, with determination and unwavering resolve, anything is possible. As time passed, Tunda's story spread far beyond the village of Mount Jara. People from neighboring villages and distant towns came to hear the tale of the young boy who had conquered the mountain and found a legendary treasure. Tun's determination and courage became a beacon of hope for all who heard his story. Tund, now a young man, continued to live in the village. He used his newfound wealth and influence to support various initiatives that improved the lives of the villagers. He funded the construction of a school where children could receive an education and learn about the world beyond their village. He also sponsored a clinic, providing much-needed medical care to those in need. Despite his success, Tunda remained humble and never forgot the lessons he had learned during his journey. He often visited the school to share his story with the children, encouraging them to pursue their dreams and never give up, no matter how difficult the path might seem. One day, a young girl named Amina approached Tund after one of his storytelling sessions. Amina was a bright and curious child, much like Tunde had been at her age. She had a dream of becoming a doctor, but her family was poor, and she doubted whether she could ever achieve her goal. "Tund, do you think I can become a doctor one day?" Amina asked, her eyes wide with hope and uncertainty. Tunda knelt down to her level and looked into her eyes. "Amina, if you have the determination and the will to persevere, you can achieve anything you set your mind to. The journey may be difficult, but remember that every step, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal." Amina smiled, feeling a newfound sense of confidence and determination. She decided then and there that she would work hard and pursue her dream of becoming a doctor, no matter the obstacles. As the years went by, Amina studied diligently, excelling in her studies. With Tunda's support and encouragement, she was able to secure a scholarship to attend a medical school in the city. Amina's journey was filled with challenges, but she faced each one with the same perseverance that Tunde had shown. In the bustling city, Amina faced a whole new set of challenges. The rigorous coursework and demanding schedule tested her limits, and there were moments when she felt overwhelmed. But she never forgot Tun's words of encouragement and the story of his journey up Mount Jara. Amina made friends with her fellow medical students, forming a close-knit group that supported each other through the ups and downs of their studies. Together, they navigated the complexities of medical school, sharing knowledge and offering encouragement when times were tough. During her clinical rotations, Amina had the opportunity to work with experienced doctors and treat patients from all walks of life. She encountered cases that were both heartbreaking and inspiring, each one reinforcing her desire to make a difference in the world. One day, Amina was assigned to assist in a difficult surgery. The patient was a young boy with a severe heart condition, and the surgery was his only hope for survival. Amina felt a mix of nervousness and determination as she scrubbed in and joined the surgical team. As the surgery progressed, complications arose, and the tension in the operating room was palpable. Amina's hands trembled slightly, but she remembered Tun's journey and the strength he had shown in the face of adversity. She took a deep breath and focused on her task, determined to do her best for the young patient. With skill and precision, the surgical team worked together to overcome the complications, and the surgery was a success. As they wheeled the boy into recovery, Amina felt a profound sense of accomplishment and relief. She had faced her fears and persevered, just as Tund had taught her. Years later, Amina completed her medical training and returned to the village as a fully fledged doctor. The villagers welcomed her with open arms, proud of her achievements and grateful for the knowledge and skills she brought back with her. Amina established a medical clinic in the village, providing much-needed health care to the residents. She worked tirelessly to improve the health and well-being of the villagers, just as Tunde had worked to improve their lives all those years ago. Tunde, now an elder in the village, watched with pride as Amina fulfilled her dream and made a difference in the